How you doing? It's Sean from Ridesharing101.com. Haven't done a video in a long time, but I have something to say, so I figured, hey, here we are. So please hit the like, please hit the subscribe button. And basically what I want to do is I want to talk to you about driving for Uber and Lyft in the during this current health crisis. And I've talked in the past before about having an exit from ride sharing. Basically just ride share to prepare yourself to do something else, maybe do it for some side money, but pretty much try to avoid doing it full time. It's a lot of wear and tear on the car, and you can make more money doing something else. You can make some good money ride sharing, but now in the current health climate, ride sharing really is not an option. I work here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we now have a shelter-in-place order, where basically if you don't have to go into work, they want you to stay at home. If you can what they call telecommute, work from home. So we have a lot of companies, Facebook, Google, Salesforce, where people stay at home, work on their laptop, they can video conference, they can do all of that. And a lot of people were doing some of that, a little bit to a certain extent, but now they want people to do it full time. So people are staying at home, they're not going out, bars are closed, gyms are closed, most restaurants are only available for takeout. So they only want people to go out if they need to go to the supermarket, if they need to go to a financial institution like a bank to get some money. And other than that, they just want people to shelter in place, as they say. And this is going to go on, I think, for 2 or 3 weeks, but they're probably going to extend it. Now, I work for the city. I am considered a DSW, a disaster service worker, and I'm a gardener. I take care of the parks, and the parks are one of the places that they're telling people to go to. Like, hey, if you get cabin fever and you have to go out, you can go to the park, you can walk around, get a little exercise, stay 6 feet away from anybody that you decide to go out with or that you meet there. Okay. I normally start work at 6:30, and I'm a morning person. I start at 6:30 a.m. So I would drive for 2 hours before work. Start at 4:30, and I drive for an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on, how the fares work. And I would make anywhere between $30 to $60 with tips after, everything. Sometimes tips trickle in a day or two late, but people going to the airport normally tip. And I pick up some of the stewardesses, some of the pilots. There's a condominium place near the airport, near my house. I know where it is. And I would get a lot of fares there, and I get a lot of people going from the airport, that area, up into San Francisco. So I would do quite well. The last few days, one fare each, I was lucky to make $8. $8 for, 2 hours worth of driving or 2 hours sitting in the car. And I do other stuff too. I have books and I make notes and I write. So I'm not just, idly sitting. But it's incredibly difficult to make money now in the Bay Area. And on the weekends, most of the people I would give rides to I'd give people rides in the morning that are going to the gym or going to work. Well, those options are off the table. People aren't going into work, especially on the weekends. Gyms are closed down. The other people that I would give rides to are people going to the airport and doctors and nurses going to early shifts at the hospital. Well, if you're picking up people at the hotels downtown San Francisco going to the airport, that means they've already flown in. So they've already been exposed to this virus that's going around. So they've already had time to incubate. Those are not people that you want to bring to the airport. Also, doctors, God bless them, love them, but they're around some of the sickest people in the world. And yes, I want them to be able to get to work, but I don't want to be exposed to them. And so basically, who does that leave? Who are you driving? People are staying at home. They're sheltering in place. So you're really only around the sickest of the sick. I think what Uber and Lyft should do is they've basically stopped allowing like Uber Pool or Lyft Line or whatever it is for Lyft, which is a smart idea. They should have done it a long time ago. But I basically think they should stop all fares, because you've got a passenger either next to you or behind you. That's only 2 or 3 feet away. They say people should be at least 6 feet away. And if you're taking 2, 3, 4 people an hour and you drive for 8 hours, you're exposing yourself not only to 32 people, but to all the people those 32 people have been exposed to. It's incredibly unhealthy. And I think Lyft and Uber should be responsible, and they should say, hey, look, we value you, but we don't want you driving, at least for the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Put a time period on it. They can average your salary, or they can look to see what you've been making, and they should pay you. They should pay you for not driving. Let me repeat this. Uber and Lyft should pay you not to drive. It is the socially responsible thing to do. Now, do I think they'll do it? No, of course not, because Uber and Lyft have proved they don't really give a damn about us. But if you can't drive and make money, you're going to do something else, and you can't look for another job. And if they want to retain their workers, this is what they should be doing for us. You know, we all want to work. You know, I'm not saying, hey, you know, be lazy. But this is a matter of public health. People aren't taking the buses. They're not taking the subway. So Uber and Lyft needs to do the right thing. Help its drivers stay afloat financially. So when this is over, we can go back to work doing what it is that we do, which is driving people around. Otherwise, they're basically going to go bankrupt, because if you can't make a living doing this, and you're using this to make a living, and this goes on for, as some of them are saying, anywhere from 3 to 6 months, you're going to do something else. You're going to be like, screw Uber. Uber needs to understand this. Uber and Lyft, hey, if you're not helping us, why should we help you in 6 months? You had the big stock sale. You need to bite the bullet and subsidize your driver's pay. So when this is over, you have a chance of actually being profitable. Because if you don't do this, you're not going to have any drivers. You're going to have to start all over. And who else are you going to get? So Uber and Lyft, I urge you, do the right thing. Pay your drivers. If not what they normally make, at least subsidize them. Give them something. Because the drivers that were using Uber and Lyft on the side, this was our side income, that might be the difference between whether we make it or not. The drivers that do it full time, they might be living in their cars come a couple of months from now. You know, the state has said, hey, you can't, landlords can't evict people now during the health crisis, but when it's over, if you haven't been able to pay your rent for 2 or 3 months, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaos. So I urge everybody, hey, take care of your family, be good to one another, you know, wash your hands, clean all surfaces that you can, but check in on everybody, see how they're doing. But Uber and Lyft, you need to step up to the plate, or you're going to be out. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. See you next video.